Hello, adventurer. It's good to see you. You have made it to the morning grind.
Welcome, welcome.
It's the live stream at the beginning of the Geekverse, where we talk about all types of topics in geekdom, gaming, and fantasy, with an emphasis on being constructive and creating the things that we want to exist in the world.
It's all on the grind, Sizemore. Can't be too fine, can't be too coarse.
That's exactly right. There are a lot of adventures to be had today. Dungeons to explore and monsters to slay, and who knows what a random encounter might send our way. That's why we have to prepare, so settle in now for the morning grind with your favorite beverage in hand.
Tea? Or maybe something a little stronger. I've got a few bottles of the old Wynyard left.
Whatever you want. Pull up a chair.
Dude.
If you're feeling fancy, how about a cappuccino? Or a frappuccino? Or how about an espresso?
Just tea, thank you.
Sounds good to me, Gandalf. Whatever you want. I'm just glad you're here.
Everyone is welcome. You can just watch if you want. You don't have to worship anything you don't want to worship.
Thank you, Mike. But be forewarned.
Sometimes we get really strange characters around here.
Wait, what's that you say? Why can't you come and be a part of the stream?
My wife would disown me.
Oh no, I bet she'll be fine with it. Come on in.
Am I scared for my safety? No.
What are we supposed to do?
Everybody do the secret handshake.
Secret cultist handshake.
Oh, now do wizards who love each other.
This, my friend, is a science.
I still don't have kids, but it's fine.
It's all on the grind, son. Can't be too fine, can't be too coarse.
Dude, this would be a sick place to bring the band.
Indeed it would be, Dave. It really would. I'm seeing more people coming in. Welcome, glad to have you here. Oh look, here's someone new.
Is this the cultist meetup?
Yes it is.
Come to hang out? Please accept me. I have nothing else.
Okay, we accept you. Everyone's welcome here.
Brought some snacks.
Well, that makes things even better.
You want some coffee? I don't drink coffee. You sure?
It's cultist coffee.
What makes it cultist coffee? I'm a cultist and I'm drinking it. Oh. Then I'll have some.
What exactly is going on here?
I'm seeing more people coming in. Welcome. It's so great to have you. Oh, and look, here comes another stranger.
Can we help you?
Yes, fellow cultists. I could really use some food.
Oh yeah? Welcome. We have donuts.
Oh, it's me. I'm glad I'm here. I'm sure you have a few questions for me, though.
What's your name? Who do you work for? What god do you worship?
Great questions, Rob.
I'm Steve King, and I worship Nyarlathotep.
No, not really. I'm just Heath, and I won't be worshiping anything this morning. But I will be your host. Welcome to the office. We're going to have a great time. I've got my coffee ready, because now it's time for the morning grind.
If you could become a fish, that would be amazing. Then I could command you with my mental fish powers.
Good morning, everyone. Oh, once again, my Christmas lights aren't on. Let me get those on. Good morning. It's so good to see you. I'm feeling good this morning. Got off to a slow start, but feeling good. There we go. Feeling good. Next week, next Friday, if we start the dinner board game show, if we do a new pilot, I think going to have to go earlier. Going to have to start earlier than we've been starting the cultists and the after party and things like that. If we're going to be doing the shows up here at 9:30. Now, one option is to stop having the 9:30 a.m. Saturday morning grinds. But I think I'd rather just start on Friday night earlier if we're going to be playing board games and things like that. And then end up earlier. So I think that maybe I haven't got a time yet, but I'm expecting at least a couple of hours earlier to start on Friday nights. I think that's going to work better. Matt's here. Matt, good to see you. Glad you're here. And Stray is here. Good to see you as well. So we have got Dragon Strike today, and I'm really excited about this one. This one seems to be a cult classic. I wanted to open this up yesterday, but I restrained Matt, thank you, Matt. Matt sent this over for us to look at. We've got a copy in really great condition, and we seem to have the cult classic, and a lot of interest in Dragon Strike around here in our community, which is really neat. So I would say like that between Hero Quest and Dragon Strike, these were my top 2 adventure games. So let's go ahead and breathe and sip. Breathe. And sip. I'm going to skip the morning messages this morning because I didn't get to finish them yesterday, and now the cultists is over, and so I've got to. Dragon Strike. Here it is. And I didn't get to finish editing new ones, and I didn't get to do it after the last night's after party. So we're just going to skip that, and then maybe tomorrow morning we will actually have new morning messages, and we will get into it. If you are finding this live stream, and you're not already part of the Discord channel, let me drop a link to the Discord server in here. And so please join us. We're trying to develop a really constructive community over there. All right, so let me bring up the auxiliary camera. I showed my brother this, on sent him a picture of this, and he was like, "Oh my God, it's Dragon Strike." Okay, so here we go. Now, I think we should take a look at the box and see like what this game was like here, because there's so many things on it. Oh, let me move. I'm doing this unboxing, so let me move my microphone a little bit closer. There we go. Because there's so many things about this and on this that just are a blast from the past. The first of all, we've got the DVD in it. We don't have the DVD in it. We have the VHS in it, which we've talked about, and then in the Discord server we can find on YouTube, and we've watched, and was so neat, and apparently has its own devoted cult following. So it says Hyper Reality VHS inside. But the thing is, I love that it says hyper reality. I mean, we're living in the future now, and we've got hyper reality going for this right here. And then it says this is, I don't know what this was. This may have been the only Adventure Vision game series. So I didn't remember that, but it makes sense. I mean, this actually has the TSR logo on it. There we go. So this was actually put out by TSR, and it says Adventure Vision game series. And it makes me wonder what the Adventure Vision game series was and what its, if there was anything else in Adventure Vision. I guess that has to do with the hyper reality video. I don't remember ever having anything else that any other game like this that used those words or was part of this series or anything like that. But I can certainly understand why. So this is copyright 1993. So it came out in 1993. And then I can definitely understand. Whoa! Not auxiliary camera. Why this would have been so exciting right here, because, I mean, look at the back here. I mean, unlike, now I love the art in Hero Quest, but of course you've got the actual actors that are portraying different, the warrior, elf, the wizard. Very bright and colorful here on the back. And it says, more epic adventure than you can imagine. Dragon Strike, the video, comes in Dragon Strike, the game. Watch 33 minutes of awesome video action as heroes fight wicked monsters and powerful magic. The Dragon Strike video is the first video ever produced in hyper reality, a breakthrough in movie making technology. So what was that exactly? So hyper reality, the first video ever produced in hyper. I wonder what they were talking about there. It looked like a lot of it was, or some of it was rotoscoped, and I wonder if that's part of it. But then again, rotoscoping technology isn't new. This wouldn't have been the first thing that was rotoscoped by any stretch of the imagination. Let me go over to the internet. What is hyper reality video? bet we're not going to find anything like just instantly in a search. Yeah. That I'm getting a show called Hyper Reality. So I'm not exactly sure. Green screen? Yeah. It could have been. Now I clearly I think that a lot of that there was a lot of green screen tech going on there. So I don't know what they meant by that, but obviously it sounded cool when you're reading it back in 1993 on the back of the board game box. So a breakthrough in movie making technology. When Dragon Strike the video ends, Dragon Strike the game begins. You and your friends race against time in the starring roles of heroes in the 16 exciting adventures. Search for treasure, solve mysteries, and battle vicious monsters. Play as a team to win. You can't go it alone, or you could choose to play the role of the Dragon Master, with hordes of monsters at your command. Are you ready to fight dragons? Start your quest today. Dragon Strike the video game comes in Dragon Strike, or the video comes in Dragon Strike the game. So it says over here we've got contents. VHS video cassette featuring 33-minute adventure. Well, this says it's an Adventure Vision video. Oh, well, it is Adventure Vision because we got Adventure Vision, whatever that was, on the front of this. So it's an Adventure Vision video, 2 double-sided game boards, which a lot of people liked, and had a lot of use in a whole bunch of different games. 24 plastic figures of heroes and monsters, 110 playing cards, 6 character cards, Dragon Master screen, adventure book with 16 replayable adventures, map book, illustrated rule book, 43 color cardboard playing pieces for doors, treasure, and more, 24 plastic clips, and 22 plastic bases, and a set of 3 dice. 2 to 6 players, 10 to adult. Let's open it. What is inside? Childhood is inside. All right. So the first thing we've got is one of the boards here. The Wilderness board. Something that gets a lot of use in not only Dragon Strike, but I know a lot of D&D adventures. Hey, and you know, when we're talking about the philosophy of doing things that are what's kind of the least you can do in order to have a great time at the gaming table? Well, you know, you can run a lot of different encounters on a board like this, a wilderness encounter. You could run a lot of encounters with just the Dragon Strike boards. And of course, the time tracker is on the side. We talked about this, the difference between this and Hero Quest, and that with Hero Quest, one of the things that is suboptimal is that the players don't have any real time constraints, which allows them to play mathematically optimally. Well, Dragon Strike did have that going for it, that there was a time counter, and different quests are going to have different amounts of time before the dragon shows up, the Dragon Strike. So that does keep the heroes kind of on their toes and not trying to play optimally because they're under a time constraint. So the other side here, I had forgotten all about this one. This one right here is the village or the town. I had completely forgotten about this board. But I remember it now. There was a lot of adventure to be had on this board as well. So wilderness and town. And then over here, we've got the ones I remember the most. Here is the castle. A lot of adventuring going on in here. Now, my issue here was that, one of the main differences between this and Hero Quest, of course, Hero Quest just has one board, but you manipulate the shape of the actual dungeon that you're crawling around in Hero Quest because there are no standard doors or anything like that. All of that changes quest to quest. Dragon Strike was a bit different because here we've got the doors actually as part of the art of the castle. So the castle is set up. And I mean, that's the same way with like the village here. Let's bring the village back. Yeah. We've got the doors as graphic parts of the art here. So you know where the doors are. Now, there may be secret doors or something like that that are going to change, but in this game, at least, the doors are set. So in that way, I found it a little bit less flexible than Hero Quest, but then again, you got 4 different boards that provide 4 different feels. So both of them have positives and negatives. But the castle here, I mean, I love the guard rooms with the portcullis here and approaching the main gate, you know, always starting off here. There's always like orcs trying to stab you through the murder holes and things like this, trying to assault the castle. I remember a lot of that. And then we've got, you know, the main hall here and the towers. You know, it's a lot of fun, a lot of fun. And then on the back, we've got the caverns. Now, see, this, I do like this because each board did provide a different feel. Like, of course, the wilderness is very open. Well, yeah, they're all different. The wilderness is very open. You've got roads and then houses on the town. You've got room to room inside the castle. And then here you've got narrow passages inside the caverns. Matt says, I've never played Dragon Strike, but used the boards to expand our homemade Hero Quest adventures. I think probably a lot of people did that. I mean, I don't think I ever actually had Hero Quest and Dragon Strike in the same place at the same time. So I don't think that's something that I did. But it seems like it's a pretty common thing to run Hero Quest adventures using the Dragon Strike boards. I mean, I would. There's nothing wrong with it. It would be an easy way to get new environments instead of having to do something more complicated with designing new boards. You know, a new Hero Quest board. Just use this. Innerlight, hello, good morning. Innerlight says, I had to go over the doors with a red marker because I couldn't always see they were there. Yeah, I can see that potentially being an issue. See, this one has no doors on it. But especially their village here. I would say that it's not immediately obvious where the doors are. You do have to kind of look for them. Which is the difference between Hero Quest. Because when you've got the stand-up doors, you've got immediate identification of where the doors are. Okay, so now we've got, okay, nothing under there. Instructions and adventures. And I noticed good use of the main art. So I think it goes like that. Yeah, because that's the art box right there. So instructions and adventures. We will look at those in just a moment. We have got the Castle Keeper or Dragon Master GM screen. Let's take a look at the art here. Ah, yes, I remember that. I remember. So, and then all of our monsters, Orc, Bugbear, Death Knight, Gargoyle, Troll, Evil Wizard, Fire Elemental, Man Scorpion, Giant, and Dragon were our major bad guys here. And all of their stats over here. Different kinds of, orcs were in Hero Quest as well. We'll look at that in just a moment as kind of our game overview, but let's see what else is in here. So this is map book, important. This is for the Dragon Master only. I think we're going to need to play Dragon Strike. There it is. The VHS tape still in its shrink wrap. So cool. Stray says, it would be funny to play Clue on the village board. Yeah, it would. Like medieval fantasy Clue. That would be funny. So the condition looks fantastic. The condition looks absolutely fantastic. Very good. Hopefully, if I can get the online play setups that we can do this, I think it would be great to be able to play. Now, that doesn't mean that other people can't come over to the house, like Megan or Brennan or other people who can drive down here. But we might end up having to play. Like maybe I could set up the cameras, put the board right here. I'd have to move some of the stuff here in the office. More stuff just happening here in the office, but there's space for people to sit. Would be close, kind of close together, but we might even be able to play here and still be able to do it live. So what to look at first. Okay, so we've got all these stands. These stands for, I believe that's for the player hero cards. Oh, I bet some of these are for like stand-up monsters and things like that. So stand-ups, things for standees. It said 3 dice. So I think we are using D8, D10, and D12. And this was the D10 that has a 10 on it, right? No, it does not. Oh, I was wrong about that. How about that? I thought that the D10 in Dragon Strike had a 10 on it, but it doesn't. It has a 0 on it. Huh. I didn't remember that. So, because when we were looking at Darkest Dungeon, there were 10s. And I think that's what got us on the Dragon Strike kick, is I said, look, that game has 10s on the D10, and I thought that like Dragon Strike did, and it doesn't. Huh. False memory there. Innerlight says, this is the game where I house ruled that multiple wounds hits for higher attack rolls. AC divided, or attack divided by AC is equal to number of hits. Yeah, see, that was one issue that I've had, and I think we may have talked about this. That was one issue that I had with this game, that I preferred Hero Quest over. And like I said, I think on the whole, Hero Quest was my favorite game. We certainly played it a lot more, and it had a lot more family kind of ties to me. But one thing I thought about from the mechanical perspective is exactly what you're talking about, Innerlight, that here, and we'll look at the attack rolls and things like that and how we actually play in a moment, but you're trying to roll over a monster's AC. And if you hit above that monster's AC, then you subtract 1 hit point. And likewise, if the monster rolls above your AC, then you subtract 1 hit point. So it was very easy to determine how much danger you were in. Now, I suppose that's the flip side, because we talked about having the timer countdown so you can't play optimally. But on the other hand, you could kind of look at how much risk you were in by the number of monsters that could potentially attack you, and then it wasn't, you couldn't lose more than that number of hit points. So you weren't going to unexpectedly all of a sudden take a whole bunch of damage and die. But in Hero Quest, you could. Like when orcs are slinging 3 attack dice, I mean, that's a lot. You could potentially lose a chunk of 3 hit points, in that kind of exchange. So there's disadvantages potentially to that swinginess in the dice, but there was a lot more risk in that combat, that even if one orc can get to you, boom, you might lose a whole chunk of hit points. Stray says, I think I remember using some clips to track HP on the player card. Yep, I remembered that too. As soon as I opened up this, and there are like bugbear number 1, 210, bugbear number 2, 210. And I think you're supposed to put these white clips right here, and they're not even out of the bag yet. Wow. Put these clips on the side of the Game Master's board screen in order to slide down to track the hit points of certain monsters here. And then I think you're going to do the same thing. Here, let's go ahead and get those since we're talking about it right here. Yeah, on the character cards. So we got Elf, Thief, Warrior, Dwarf, Wizard, and Thief. Okay, so we got a male and female thief. We've got the elf, warrior, dwarf, and wizard. So I don't think that thief, I don't think he was actually in the video. And there was the dwarf in the video, but he didn't look quite like that. But then, yes, so you don't have to mark things down. So Hero Quest, you were marking things down on your sheet. But here, we've got the hit point tracker over here on this side as well, so you can just slide the clip down from 6 to 0. I always did like that pose for the thief, and that thief miniature. Elf 5 hit points, thief 6, warrior had 8, dwarf 7, and then wizard 4. Yeah, going down the side here. Innerlight says, I don't think any of the TSR box sets ever had a D10 with a 10. It was always 0. You could be right. I mean, you probably... yeah, I think you could be right. I wonder why I have clearly a false memory here. But it sort of makes sense for, the TSR stuff to have the zeros, because that's sort of classic Dungeons and Dragons. But I thought there was something that I had that had a 10 on a D10, and for some reason I thought it was Dragon Strike, because that would also make sense just from the gameplay perspective of a difference between Dungeons and Dragons and Dragon Strike. Oh yeah, well we can confirm that. If we didn't see him in the video, then technically he was a good thief then. Well, that could be the case. That could be the case. Maybe he was there. So they had the same posed thief in the first quest boxed set. Oh, really? I think I may know the piece of art you're talking about, come to think of it. Okay, so what are our stats here? Let's take a look at the character, like the character things, kind of like we were looking at character sheets and we're looking at RPGs. Let's take a look here. So like the dwarf, so we've got a set speed. We're not rolling for movement in Dragon Strike. We've got a set speed, 4 spaces, warrior 6 spaces, thief 6 spaces, wizard 6 spaces, elf 6 spaces. Okay, so, but then our attack right here is a specific die. So we've got warrior is attacking with the D12, and we've got the symbol of that, but also the D12, the D10 for the dwarf. The thief fights with a D8. Everybody else is fighting with a D8. Oh, no, elf has 2 different weapons here. The elf can fight with a spear at D8 and then a D10 for bow at long range. So the elf gets long range from the beginning. So it says, look at the dagger, the Desis, I believe it's called. A roll equal to or better than your target's armor class equals success. So very simple system here. You are trying to take your attack roll and then roll equal to or better than the enemy's armor class. And then you inflict your point of damage. So then we also have save versus magic, find disarm traps. Oh, and this tells me save versus magic on all of these, a roll of 6 or better equals success. And so we've got save versus magic, find disarm traps, find secret passages, feat of dexterity, and feat of strength. And so we're trying to roll 6 or better on all of those. And so obviously D8 is our worst die, and then D10 and then D12 is our best die. So saving versus magic, dwarf is good at saving versus magic. Warrior is obviously not. Find disarm traps, black die, D12 for thief. Elf, how is our elf doing? So elf's got a bunch of D10, so elf's kind of moderate in all of these things. Wizard, not so much. Of course, the wizard's got magic. And a low armor class. God, this is bringing back so many memories. Now, I remember one of the things that also kind of set this game apart from Hero Quest is feat of dexterity and feat of strength, because this was kind of what they were allowing as a mechanic to allow more free-form gameplay. You know, in Hero Quest, we don't have a whole lot of options for things that are outside of the standard set of rules. There isn't a whole lot for Zargon, by the rules as written, to adjudicate. But coming from, I think, a more Dungeons and Dragons kind of side of things, this game was more comfortable with the Dragon Master adjudicating stuff on the fly. And one of the ways that they did have kind of a mechanic for adjudicating things is if the character wants to try to do something that is outside of the rule set, you know, for something that's neat going on, this game encouraged it by using a feat of strength and feat of dexterity. Is this something that you're trying to do that would require great dexterity, or something that would require great strength, and then make that roll? So it looks like 6 or better, and then it kind of left it up to the game master to adjudicate that. Stray says, friends always made me climb the gate as the thief. I remember yeah, you got 2 different ways basically to deal with the gate. Climb the gate as the thief, or try to have the warrior conduct a feat of strength to kind of lift it or something like that. I remember that. I remember. What do we want to look at next? Let me go over here. Okay, so we looked at that. There's that. Okay, I tell you what, let's pull out some miniatures here. So we got gray miniatures. More miniatures to paint. Gotta get into a weekly pattern of painting miniatures. So we've got, that's the giant right there. And these look like really simple ones to paint. So like the Hero Quest miniatures, these are not overly detailed. So they should go pretty fast and come up with something really nice. So we've got, that's the Death Knight. That's the Giant. We've got the Gargoyle here. We've got another Death Knight. We got 3 Death Knights. 3 Death Knights, 2 Gargoyles, and a Giant. You see those? They're like this guy. They're not really as detailed as modern miniatures are, but I think they're perfectly serviceable, and they were good for the time. And like I said, they're not so detailed that you couldn't sit down and paint these in a reasonable amount of time, which I like. Let's go here. Oh yes, I remember one of the ones in here. This one has, I just saw, here it is. The classic troll. The classic troll. Look at that. That is a classic looking AD&D troll, right? Not extremely detailed, but to me, that's a troll. To me, that's a troll. So I always appreciated that they had a classic looking troll in here. And you can see this game also has rules for miniatures that take up more than one space, which Hero Quest does not. Hero Quest had all the miniatures, all the models on one space. But in Dragon Strike, you have the situation where you can have models on more than one square. I'll look that up. The troll looks like he's bowling. He kind of does. He kind of does look like he's in a bowling pose. It does look like I've got that on the side, inner light. I'll pick this up here in a moment, and at least we have some examples of painted stuff. So it looks like that is there. We'll take a look at it. So that's the orc. I remember it now. I remember kind of liking the Hero Quest orcs better. This is kind of a different take on orcs here. Looks like what was in the hyper reality video, though. Oh, I had never noticed that. I wonder if I broke these off on these tabs on the ones that I had, because I see down here that one actually has a little tab on his foot that says 1, and that one has a tab on his foot that says 2, and that one has a tab on his foot that says 3. So that way you should actually be able to keep track of that, because we said on the side of this screen here, Orc 1, Orc 2, Orc 3. That's kind of small, but it does give you a way to track which Orc it is that might have some type of effect or losing hit points. I don't remember that at all. Oh, that's Orc 4. So there are 4 Orcs. No, wait. I'm wrong. I think these are the bugbears. Those are the bugbears. This is the orc. That's the orc right there. So I was wrong on that. Those are the orcs. The other ones are bugbears, which I liked having the bugbears. Let's see here. In the red box, or red side of things, we have the evil wizard. What was his name in Teraptus? Teraptus, the evil wizard. It just says evil wizard here, but in the video, it was Teraptus. So we got there. We have got the man scorpion, which I think is pretty cool. Of course, the man scorpion was a main foe in the video, and it's a double space miniature right there. The man scorpion. Oh, the fire elemental. I forgot about that one. But fire elemental right there. And then the dragon. So this is what appears if you are take too much time and you end up not completing your quest before the timer hits 0. You got to deal with the dragon here. I don't know what kind of pose that is on the dragon's part, but I guess that's what you get. Very flat kind of two-dimensional miniature, because this is a piece that comes off with this wing right here, because for molding purposes, but kind of a funny dragon pose as well. Let's see. Innerlight says, I still have that miniature. I painted it red and yellow as a bright wizard for Warhammer Fantasy. Oh, yeah, I can see it being a bright wizard for Warhammer Fantasy. Yep, definitely could be repurposed. The evil wizard, yeah. I have the fire elemental too. Yeah, that might be my only fire elemental miniature now. He needs to get painted up. So now we get to the heroes. And this was always a good set of miniatures for heroes, even in D&D. So let's see. We got the elf here. The elf with the bow. Warrior with his two-handed sword here. Dwarf. That is something that should be removed from the dwarf's head right there. A little bit of extra spruce. So we got the dwarf. There's that thief, which I think is a great thief pose miniature right there. I don't think that the female thief is all that great. She was definitely cooler in the video. And so she needed a better miniature here. They could have done that better. So we got a cool guy thief miniature, but this is kind of a lame female thief. But I do like the pose of the wizard. I think that's a good wizard pose. So those are our adventurers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, so six potential heroes. That's nice. Hero Quest only came with 5, right? Or excuse me, with 4. So we could have potentially more heroes in this game, and then plus the Dungeon Master or Dragon Master. Matt says or asks, why didn't they didn't want him taking up room on the board? Well, you're talking about the dragon pose. I think it has to do with molding him. I think he's kind of flat because, if you're doing a 2-dimensional or a top and bottom mold process, he's going to have to be kind of flat. So maybe they didn't want to have another piece on him, because right now, so this right here, it should come off unless they've glued it. Yeah, so that comes off. So that right there is what's getting molded. So it's a very kind of flat, he's in a very 2-dimensional kind of pose there. So I bet that has to do with molding to get him out of the mold. And then there's this other piece that's his wing that gives him some additional dimensionality. Now, okay, so miniatures. We'll take a look at the sides of the box here in a moment. But okay, so we do have doors. So I guess you do put the doors up. Yeah, well, that's true. Hero Quest now. The new Hero Quest has about 12 hero miniatures, since now there's a male and female version of each one. So yeah, now there are more. But yeah, classically, Hero Quest just came with 4. The spaces on this board were smaller than Hero Quest. They're smaller than Hero Quest? Really? Of course, I made my Hero Quest board at jumbo size at 1.25 inches per square. So that helped. But these are smaller. Interesting. So we do have some tokens here, and I forgot about that. We do have the stand-up doors. So I guess that's what you're supposed to put on there in order to call out where a door is. Because we said they're drawn onto the board, but then we also have stand-up doors. We've got I forgot that we had all these things for conditions right here, which I think is neat. So we do have this cart here, one that's full and then also that's kind of ruined. But we've got invisibility, because we had more different kinds of conditions than in Hero Quest. Invisibility, charmed, darkness, web, some rocks here. Now, see, I was always disappointed that this game had the little flat tile for the treasure chests rather than the actual 3-dimensional Hero Quest treasure chests. I always liked the Hero Quest 3D furniture, which this game is lacking. Then Magic Flute, Scepter 1 of 3, Scepter 2 of 3, Scepter 3 of 3. So I guess it's something to adventure for and find. This is the hourglass to track your time going down. Okay, we've got some campfire here. Fire on this side. Oh, we got other things on this side as well. I think secret passages right here. Bags. Fire tokens. I do remember fire tokens, because some of the parts, sometimes it's the areas are on fire. Pit trap, water, and then also flying if you're flying. So I'm a big fan of conditions, like I've said before in other games. And Dragon Strike actually has that in here. It was when I opened the doors that I had the issues. Oh, that's right. That's right. So you're supposed to just remove the door. Because in Hero Quest, you got open and closed doors. So that's right. You know where to put the door, but then when you open it, you remove the door, and you're supposed to know that that's open. Yeah. So let me. Oh, I was going to look at this because I always think these things are fun too. Customer response card, because these things are like blasts from the past as well. Customer response card. Name, address, city, age, state, zip. Who bought this game? You, your parents, other. Did you receive the Dragon Strike game as a gift? Yes or no? If yes, did you ask for the Dragon Strike game by name? Yes or no? How did you first learn about the Dragon Strike game? TV ads. I don't remember Dragon Strike TV ads. Is there a Dragon Strike TV ad? Is one of those on YouTube? I remember the Hero Quest ad for sure. That's how I knew about Hero Quest. I don't remember a Dragon Strike TV ad. Marvel Comics. Friend saw it in the store or other. Did you or buyer purchase Dragon Strike game because of the video or the game? Where did you buy your Dragon Strike game? Bookstore, discount store, hobby store, toy store, don't know. Which of these other games do you own? D&D, Monopoly, Risk, and Hero Quest. That would be all of the above. And then you send that in to TSR's marketing department. I'm going to put the top. Oh, no, I can't put the top on it. We're trying to look at the. Hold on. So let me get these out so we can look at the edge of the board before we take a look at the cards. Not edge of the board, edge of the box. So, like Innerlight was pointing out, we do have. So, like painted example. The Dragon Strike figure games can be painted. This photo can be used as a guide. So our evil wizard here, and then this tells you evil wizard, man scorpion, dragon, giant, gargoyle to painted example of Death Knight. Right there. Nothing on this edge. Nothing on that edge. Just the logo. So there's a painted example of that thief, which I think is pretty cool. Thief. See, that's what her pose is supposed to be. She's supposed to be, whispering hush, but she needed to be done better than that. Troll, yep, that's the bugbear, and then orcs over here, and then our painted example of orcs. So, yep, that was on here. I also like cards, so let's take a look at cards. I'm going to set the box right over here. Oh, that's an action figure part. Right there. Let's see what the cards are. So, reference card on, like, dwarf. You're the dwarf, short, strong, and as stubborn as a badger. Like most dwarves, you spent years underground building tunnels and mining gems. No other hero can find secret passages or resist spells as well as you. Though you're slow as heroes go, only the warrior bashes better. Giants call you the knee breaker. Weapon of choice, battle axe. Oh, so we got our quick reference on the back. Each turn, move, then perform one action, or perform one action and then move. The dwarf's action are attack, search for treasure, no die roll, in a treasure chest or on a dead or inactive monster. Oh, yeah. So this was also more specific about where you actually searched. So you could search for treasure on a treasure chest, in a treasure chest, or on a dead or inactive monster. Find and disarm traps on a treasure chest or in a room or any space you can see up to 3 spaces away. So this one also constrains the distance for trap searching. I think when I was talking about, Hero Quest could be improved, I see what they were trying to do here, and I think I appreciate this more now. That some type of Dragon Strike Hero Quest hybrid is probably the type of game I'd be looking for if I were to create some type of game like this. Search for secret passage in a room or any space you can see up to 3 spaces away. Perform a feat or question a monster. Yeah. So the Dragon Master had to adjudicate how monsters spoke. So perform a feat. The thief says only you can pick a lock or search an active monster. So monsters that are dead or dying could be searched for treasure, but only the thief could walk up and I suppose like pickpocket an active monster, one that's up and away. So this is warrior, attack, search for treasure, find disarm traps, search for secret doors, perform a feat, question a monster. Elf has cast a spell. So the elf can cast spells as well. And then the wizard action also has cast a spell. I don't remember what that was with regard to. Oh, no, look, here are also painted examples. Painted examples of the bugbear. What that's supposed to look like. Or could look like. Paint an example of bugbear, giant, fire elemental. Oh, over here. Sorry. Bugbear, giant, fire elemental, the dragon, the death knight, the evil wizard, the troll. Now, that's a different troll. Our troll that's actually in the box takes up 2 spaces. That's also a very classic looking troll right here. But clearly there was something that was got changed up here because we've got a very different troll on the card than we ended up with in the game. Orc, man scorpion, gargoyle. That's also a different gargoyle figure. I wonder if it was different releases in different areas. I don't know. But actually, that's dragon is also different. So we've got some very different sculpts in some cases being shown here. Oh, the advertisement. Okay. So there was, I remember an advertisement barely. Found one on YouTube. Could you post that to, people might be interested here too, but could you post that in Discord under the Morning Guide so I'll see it? I would be very interested. I don't remember that at all. What was the Dragon Strike TV advertisement like? I'd like to compare it to the Hero Quest advertisement. I remember my jaw just dropping when I saw the Hero Quest advertisement. I was like, that's what I want for Christmas. Gotta go get Mother. Tell her exactly. So for monsters, like for instance, here's the giant. The giant has a certain number of hit points. We got hit points, we've got speed, we've got attack, D12 fist, or D10 boulder long range. I remember that too, that the giant could actually throw the boulder. Armor class 7. Oh, he's tough. And then save versus magic D8. This towering creature stands over 10 feet tall. He packs quite a punch, but he favors another attack, crushing his opponents by throwing boulders or stones. Giants are pretty dumb, but they can talk. Favorite phrase is, me crush you like bug. Roar! Bugbears only have 2 hit points, move 6, armor class 5, save versus magic D8. This 8-foot-tall brute likes to attack with a blunt axe. Most bugbears are as dumb as posts, but they can talk. So gargoyle. Now, see, okay, so you could lose 2 hit points because I forgot that, like here, the gargoyle. I guess this is how it adjudicates the additional hit point loss, or what it was trying to do, because gargoyles can attack twice. It's got D8 plus D8 as far as your claw goes, so it could attack you twice. So you would be at risk for 2 hit points right there. You can still calculate how much risk you're at, but some monsters can inflict more than 1 hit point. The man scorpion has got D8 sword plus D8 sword plus D10 sting. Orcs have D8 sword or D8 crossbow long range. The troll bites for D10. Each turn after moving and attacking, the troll automatically regains 1 hit point it has lost. A dead troll can't recover hit points, however. It starts with 3 hit points, but regenerates. Evil wizard has a dagger, and is very good at resisting magic, obviously. This black-hearted wizard is called Teraptus. He is just as smart as he is wicked. The evil wizard can cast 6 spells from the Teraptus deck. The Dragon Master chooses these spells secretly before the players start. play starts. Heroes won't know what they are until the evil wizard casts them. Death Knight, only a D8 as far as damage or attack goes, but this long dead knight walks the land still hungry for battle. Its attack paralyzes any living target for 1 turn unless the victim rolls a successful save versus magic. Attack. Okay, the dragon's name is Darkfire. We're on the dragon here. So that dragon has a lot of attacks because it's bad when the dragon shows up. Each turn, he can make multiple attacks. White, D10 claw. White, D10, another claw. A black, D12 bite. Or he can attack with his deadly flaming breath. See the instruction book. Darkfire is as smart as the heroes. He can talk, but he rarely does. Fire Elemental. Oh, it's dangerous. D12 flame. This living tower of flame is always vicious. It doesn't speak, but it can crackle like fire and roar like an inferno. This elemental attacks by lashing out with its fiery limbs. Only spells and magical weapons, blades, wands, etc. can harm this monster. It is immune to all kinds of flame, including fireball and dragon's breath. So there we go. Those are our bad guys. As for the miniature sculpts, for some reason, I thought the ones on the back of the cards were metal ones instead of plastic ones. So slightly different designs. Well, that would be interesting if it were true. I wonder if there was some way to get... That's a different Man-Scorpion design, too. That's not how that Man-Scorpion looked. I'd be interested to know what the story is there. Somebody probably knows online. That would be interesting if there were like TSR miniatures. That's not even the same fire elemental. If there were like additional miniatures or alternate miniatures available, yeah, or it could have been left over from the prototypes they decided to use. I mean, it could have been. I'd be interested to know what happened there. Interesting. I also thought that it was like the trap. I think the back art here isn't all that great, like on the traps here. But I like that, hey, painting miniatures and taking a photograph of them is a great way to go there. But then also, you know, this is just something they set up and photographed. I'm not even sure what all that is there. But, you know, it's something they set up that looked like a pit trap. But that's a very doable way to create art for the back of cards, I think. So we've got a trap deck. So unlike in Hero Quest where you are, you have your traps set, I think when you step in a trap here, you figure out, you draw from this deck and figure out what kind of trap you stepped in. Oh, broken trap. A rat has gnawed the ropes, so this trap fails. No one gets hurt. Rusted trap. What a lucky break. This old trap simply falls apart. No one gets hurt. Here's pit trap. A floor beneath you disappears and you plunge into a pit. Attempt a feat of dexterity. Success means the fall doesn't hurt you. Failure means you lose 1 hit point. To escape the pit, you must climb another feat of dexterity, fly, or levitate. The floor reappears as soon as you leave the pit. This is really making me want to create one of these games. This is on my list. I really want to, one of the games I'd really like to have, I've been kind of focused on the RPG side of things lately, but one of the games that I would really like to have is a Hero Quest type game, Hero Quest Dragon Strike type game that's been kind of modernized. Basically what I would do if I were modernizing the Hero Quest game instead of just re-releasing it. And this is really inspirational to this side. This is really inspirational because I think that something like Tales of Rabavania should have like a Hero Quest Dragon Strike style game. I think that would be really cool. Because okay, it's not an RPG, so if your kids or whatever are not ready for an RPG, or you've got people who you want to play in the world with, but they're not RPG players, they're not going to that side of things. I think it would be so cool to have a box of a Dragon Strike Hero Quest style game set in Rabavania. That would be cool. If I were to do Theophany, then I would do something more like, you know, not to the extent of Gloomhaven, but a different style, more like an RPG box. Not to Gloomhaven's extent, but something like that. But this, you know, this would not be an unreasonable project. It'd be a big project, but you know, it could certainly be done. Spear trap, blade trap, poison gas trap, electrical trap, disarmed trap, falling rock trap, sleeping gas trap, rope trap, Sneak attack, sneak attack, sneak attack, sneak attack. So, are all of these all the same? Yeah, they are. So you have certain sneak attack cards. So I guess that means you can only use it 5 times per game. Sneak attack, thief only. No one is faster with a blade than you are. This card lets you use the black attack die when attacking with your dagger. It's a short range attack as usual. Discard after 1 attack. And look at that! Look at that! What they did with that. I mean, that's this card back. It's kind of a weird thing to have done there. Like, whose arm is that? Fun. Okay, now we get into treasure. In fact, let's hold that for just a moment. Here are Teraptus spells. Spells like Lightning Bolt, Dispel Magic, Vampiric Touch, Stone Skin, Teleport, Dimension Door, True Seeing. Lots of D&D inspired spells here. Fly. Let's Teraptus fly. Oh, we got the clip here. Lasts 4 turns. His speed becomes 10. He can fly over enemies. He can also end turns hovering in midair where only spells, long-range attacks, and airborne opponents can strike him. So you can track the turns using a clip right there. Cancellation. Tries to destroy treasure. And Ice Storm. That's a nice range of spells. Hero spells. Oh, and they've got level spells. I forgot about that. So first level, second level, third level. Okay, hold on. Let's sort these here. First level. Now, see, they've got first level on them and second level on them, but they've got the same image on it, which makes it difficult to immediately sort. So first, I don't know why they did that. Second, third, first, third, first, second, second, third, second, first, second, third, second, third, first, second. Okay, so first level spells, again, D&D inspired, I remember this. So Magic Missile, Sleep, Charm, again, tracked by turns here, Shield, increases your base armor class. Increases your base armor class, lasts for 4 turns. Cure Light Wounds, Shocking Grasp, Magic Missile, Charm, Shield, Sleep, Shocking Grasp, and Cure Light Wounds. Okay, so we got multiple spells. I guess they can be maintained by different characters, and also you can have multiple copies of it, I would imagine. Second level spells include Levitate, Knock, Detect Invisibility, Web, Knock, Darkness, Levitate, Detect Invisibility, Invisibility, Darkness, Web, another Invisibility. Third level spells, Dispel Magic, Haste, move twice and attack twice, certain number of turns, Fireball, Dimension Door, Fly, again a certain number of turns, and Lightning Bolt. I don't remember how you select your spells. All right, so treasure. Elven Boots, Wand of Cold, Potion of Healing, Potion of Giant Strength, Ring of Protection, Plate Mail, Warrior Only, Wondrous Plate Mail, Warrior Only, Wand of Fear, Wand of Lightning, Gauntlets of Ogre Power, Magic Throwing Hammer, Wand of Fire, Scroll of Spells, Wand of Magic Missiles, Wand of Paralyzation, Magic Bow, Elf Only, Potion of Invisibility, Ring of Free Action. For the whole adventure, this ring lets you climb cliffs and move through trees, water, and other rough terrain at normal speed without making a feat of dexterity or strength. Web spells can't stop you, but walls block movement as usual. All right. Potion of Healing, Elven Cloak. The camouflage cloak makes you invisible in trees and bushes. No one can attack you. You can move, but as soon as you do anything else, anyone can see you. An invisible thief automatically succeeds with a sneak attack, but becomes visible once again. Magic Shield, Magic Chainmail, Warrior or Dwarf Only, Rope of Climbing, Crystal Ball. Use this card anytime during your turn. The Crystal Ball shows you what lies behind a door, a wall, or similar barrier. You can see the monsters, traps, and treasures. Oh, the Dragon Master draws any traps and treasures and lays them face up besides the game board. The crystal ball works only once. You then discard it. Magic dagger for the thief, potion of invulnerability, potion of healing, boots of speed, ring of seeing, potion of healing, potion of flying, ring of fire resistance, handy when fighting dragons, ring of spell turning, magic battle axe, potion of fire resistance, potion of levitation, ring of spell storing, and magic sword. Inner Light says, I had kind of combined Dragon Strike with Dark World for another RPG system I was working on, or role-playing board game. The spell system in Dragon Spike is fairly elegant and simple enough to be low magic fantasy if you just leave the spells as is without expanding it any. That's interesting. I want to know more about how. I mean, I think I can see that. I like the tracking multiple turns. We're going to have to see how many spells you get at each different level. Let's see. How are we doing on time? Oh, we're kind of done, but I kind of want to look at the rule books. It is a Saturday, just kind of chilling. And this is exciting. So let's well, to begin with, this is probably a good overview of what's going on here in the game. Monster's turn, move and then attack, or attack and then move. Terraptus can cast a spell instead of attacking. On a hero's turn, move or then perform one action, or perform an action, then move. So here's an overview of all the hero actions. Attack, cast a spell, wizard and elf only. Search for treasure. Find and disarm traps. Search for secret doors. Question a monster. 4 questions max, no die roll. Perform a feat. A hero may also do the following anytime during his or her turn, even while moving. These are not actions. Open adjacent door. Oh, close an adjacent door. You can also close doors in Dragon Strike. Well, look in and go, oh, what's in here? Oh, not interested. Close the door back. That wasn't an option in Hero Quest. Close an adjacent door if there are no monsters next to it. Pass a treasure to a friend or trade a treasure. Pick up an object in the same space or an adjacent space. Use a treasure that's not a weapon. Each item can be used only once per round of play, however, and trigger a trap. How to move. Do. Move your speed or less. Move through a friend's space. Move straight or diagonally. So diagonal was also an option here. Don't move through an enemy space unless you can fly or perform a feat of dexterity. Stop in another figure's space. How to attack. Roll your die. Roll your attack die. Compare the number rolled to the enemy's armor class. If the roll is equal to or higher, you lose 1 hit point. If the roll is lower, the attack fails. Attack checks. Basic attack. Attacker must be next to the target. Long range attack. At least 1 square must separate the attacker and the target, unless the figure is in the air. Attacker can make either a basic or long range attack each turn, not both. Attacker must be able to see the target. Draw an imaginary line from the center of the attacker space to the center of the target space. Walls and closed doors block line of sight. Figures do not. No figure may stand between the attacker and the target for having a clear shot. Here is how the dragon breath works. Can open an adjacent door. Oh, the dragon can open an adjacent door, automatically breaks the lock. Can close an adjacent door even if a hero is beside it. Dragon breath, no roll required. Dark fire targets breath 2 or 3 spaces away. Dark fire targets breath 2 or 3 spaces away, burning everything in between. Count from the dragon's head. Fireball explodes, covering every space around the target. Walls and closed doors block spread. Figures struck by flame automatically lose 1 hit point. Those who fail to save versus magic lose 2 hit points instead. It could be brutal when the dragon showed up. What's the dragon's AC? Inner Light asks. Let's look up here. Armor class 8. Yep. Armor class 8. That's rough. And then movement. Count from the head shown above, moving 3 spaces. Swing tail into any position except across a barrier. Important symbols, lock feat, random treasure, secret door, treasure chest. Common feats of dexterity include climb a cliff or rock wall, aim and throw a lightweight object such as a grappling hook, swing on a rope or vine, leap the distance equal to half your speed, sneak past or up to a sleeping monster without waking it, pass through a monster's space, jump over a short guy, crawl through a big guy's legs, pick a lock, thief only, search a live monster for treasure, thief only. Common feats of strength include kicking open a locked door, push, pull, or throw a heavy object, such as a boulder or any monster, except the dragon or giant, a distance of 1 square, lift a heavy object, such as the castle gate, bend something hard or strong, break something solid, such as a lock on a chest. A feat must use either dexterity or strength, cannot move a hero farther than his or her speed allows per turn, cannot be a direct attack, causing the enemy to lose hit points, must be a single action, must seem possible, cannot involve an object unless it's in play, a game piece on the board, equipment on a hero card, a boulder, or a treasure. Cannot involve an object unless it's in play. So that is saying not art, right? Because I did notice, like over here, it tells you, like the warrior on all the cards, the warrior has sacks, rope, food, a mirror, and a metal spike. So those would be in play things for your feats. A roll of 6 or higher means success. So what's the difference between these books? Because we got the map book over here. Oh, okay. So I guess, okay. So that's for the Game Master as well, or the Dragon Master as well. So I guess the maps are not in here. I thought it was the map books. So map book right here. So we've got the maps in here. So I guess you have to reference both. And then you've also got, special delivery against the giant, Naren's seal. All of your extra information is in this book. I didn't remember that. So 2 different things to reference as the Dragon Master, and we won't get into that. Don't want to look at spoilers, but we will flip through the instructions a little bit more. I think we kind of understand what to do here, but it's the last thing to look at. And like I said, it's Saturday, so we're just kind of hanging out. So it says minor differences may exist between actual game parts and those shown in the video. So I'd be interested to know what the ones in the video look like. They may look like the ones on these cards. Inner Light says that's why you need such a huge DM screen. Yeah, I guess so. Because you got to have that giant map book and also this the adventure book with you. Some of this stuff is just going to be standard stuff. But timing is critical. The heroes must race against the clock to accomplish their goal. If they work too slowly or fail to work as a team, the Dragon Master brings the dragon onto the game board. This creature called Darkfire is the most powerful beast in the kingdom. Darkfire has a goal too, destroying the heroes. The heroes must fight or run for their lives. So, using the clips to track hit points. Doors are in the stand-up right here. Choose the Dragon Master. The Dragon Master gets ready. Choose an adventure. Open the map book. Screen. Sort the playing cards. Blah, blah. Yep, pretty basic there. The heroes get ready. Every player except the Dragon Master chooses a hero card. A successful group usually includes a wizard and a warrior. Make sure your hero card has a clip at the top of the hit point track showing how many hit points you got. Take your matching hero. Take a reference card for your hero. The wizard player briefly reviews the spell cards and chooses. Okay, so this is how the wizard gets spells. The wizard is supposed to take 4 cards marked first level, 3 cards marked second level, and 2 cards marked third level. So the wizard's going to have 9 spells total. 4 first, 3 second, and 2 third. And the Dragon Master may be picking spells for the evil wizard. Keep your own choices secret so you don't tip your hand to the enemy. All first and second level spells have duplicates, as you may choose, and you may choose both cards if you wish. So I guess that's like memorizing, from D&D. You only get 1 card, and then it's gone. In Hero Quest, it's gone. But in here, well, there are duplicates. So instead of just taking the whole elemental stuff, you can choose what you want, and you can have duplicates if you want. Right, to put them both behind. So that's how we do that. The elf player reviews the remaining spell cards. So wizard chooses first, and the elf gets 2 cards marked first level and 1 card marked second level. So he'll have 3. So no third level spells. The wizard has the third level spells, and a lot more. Turn sequence on a hero's turn. We've been over that. The Dragon Master's turn. On a monster's turn, you can move and then attack, or attack and then move. At the end of the Dragon Master's turn, move the hourglass 1 space downward. Things to remember. Hero to Dragon Master's left plays first. Play proceeds to left. Dragon Master plays last. Every monster on the board can take a turn when the Dragon Master plays. So movement restrictions. Diagonal movement allowed, unlike Hero Quest. Flying and hovering. Some monsters fly. Some heroes can fly, too, if they have the right spell or magical treasure. Flying heroes can soar over an enemy's square, but they can't stop there. When a flying figure is done moving, the controlling player must state whether the figure is hovering above the ground or has landed. If the figure is hovering, put a wing marker on the board, beneath it on the board. When the figure is hovering, 2 rules apply. No one can pass through a hovering figure's square. The square is still blocked or guarded. Attacks from air to ground and vice versa are long range. So the elf would need a long range weapon to hit a flying gargoyle, even though it's beside it. Anyone who leaves the board is out of here. Traps. Draw from the trap deck. So lots of information on doors here. I know, you're getting excited? I'm getting excited. I am. I'm definitely getting excited. We got to find a way to play it. Online and on YouTube and stuff like that. So, long range attacks, sneak attacks, 5 of those. Multiple attacks. Some monsters can attack more than once a turn. So that's with the plus symbol. We saw that. Cast a spell. Each spell is described on the card. Casting a spell is easy. Just follow the card's instructions. To cast a spell on a target, you must be able to see it. You must also have a clear shot. No spell can be cast twice. After its magical effects end, the spell is gone forever. Discard it. Area effects. Oh, yeah, I do remember we've got area effects as well. Some spells affect a target space plus every surrounding space. Walls and closed doors reduce the number of squares affected. Save versus magic, and that's trying to roll a 6 or above here. Sight, reach, and allies. This is adjudicating sight here. Searching for treasure on a monster or any treasure chest. Only heroes can search for treasure. It must be hidden in one of 2 places. So you're not searching rooms. You're searching monsters and you're searching treasure. See, I also think this is a good size rule book. See, I think this would be the challenge if I were to create, a game, a Hero Quest style game. Like, how complicated do you want it to be? Well, not too complicated, but like this to me is a good rule book size for a game like this. And it's not too much, it's not too little. It's actually rather similar to what the Hero Quest rule book is. So that you're limiting yourself. You're like, okay, how many pages is this? Including some maps here in the back. But let's say a total, this is 32 pages of, half a piece of paper size. And like, if you gave yourself, what's the best possible rules for a game like this? Modernizing some things or whatever that you could pack into 32 pages worth of rules. And of course, I think maybe with some modernization and some more unified task resolution mechanics, like we've been talking about with role-playing games, you might be able to come up with something really neat and, say this is as long as it can be. It's all you get. You get 32 pages. But that's still a lot. This is actually probably longer than the Hero Quest rulebook is. But that's a lot. But it's like one of those things. It's an interesting challenge. I don't want a board game that's got, a 100-page rule book. But if you were just trying to do a game like this and you constrained your rule book size, what could you make? LOL, Matt says. Innerlight says, I'll try to find the massive player-created campaign for this game and post it in Discord. Okay. I'm sure there's probably a lot of stuff that's been done for this. Finding and disarm traps that because it just seems like it has such a cool following. Find and disarm traps. Searching an adjacent trap. So there's some rules about what kind of chests you can search for. Finding secret passages. Search a room or building you're in. Search every square you can see up to 3 squares away. Question a monster. The adventure book tells the Dragon Master whether a monster has anything to say to the heroes. Some monsters have valuable information that can help heroes win the adventure. Some monsters will leave the setting peacefully, provided the heroes promise not to attack. In either case, the heroes won't discover the information until someone asks a question. Questioning a monster is a hero's action. The hero can ask up to 4 questions. Option: limit conversation to 1 minute. Use a watch with the second hand to track time. The Dragon Master plays the role of the monster, answering just as the monster would. The adventure book offers guidelines. Since heroes can ask anything, the Dragon Master may have to make up answers. Unless the adventure states otherwise, the monster must answer truthfully. I don't know is an acceptable answer. So is who cares, I'm hungry, assuming the monster just wants to fight. If the monster has nothing to say, the Dragon Master can even answer all questions with a grunt. Performing a feat. We kind of covered that when we were looking at the Dragon Master's screen here. The thief can perform 2 feats nobody else can. Pick a lock and search a live monster for treasure. Both require a dexterity check. Special terrain. Well, let's look at that. So the portcullis. The iron gate near the castle entrance is called a portcullis. It blocks movement and normal attacks, but it does not block spells or the line of sight. A hero can raise or lower the portcullis with a feat of strength. A hero can also climb over the portcullis with a feat of dexterity. Stairs. 2 towers in the castle have stairs. The adventure book explains when these stairs are in play. Otherwise, you can ignore them. There is no basement or second floor. Oh, but I'm sure you could add one. Water. A stream flows across the valley. When a monster or hero, steps into the blue water space, it must stop regardless of its speed. In other words, a hero wading downstream can just move 1 space per turn. To avoid wet feet, a hero can leap across the stream, feat of dexterity. The fountain in the city has water spaces too. Anyone entering one must stop. The wall around the fountain does not block movement or line of sight. Flying. Monsters and heroes can fly. Who can fly have it easy. They can glide over forests, boulders, waters, and cliffs, even over the castle's portcullis. Those barriers do not slow down the character in flight, nor do they block an airborne figure's line of sight. An airborne figure still can't see through an adjacent forest square. Boulders. 5 boulders are scattered across the valley. Just like a rock wall, a boulder blocks line of sight and movement. A boulder can be moved with the feat of strength, however. It can be lifted with a levitation spell. To show how a boulder has been moved, place a boulder marker on the board. If the boulder has been lifted into the air, use a wing marker too. Forest. The valley has forest squares. It's tough to move through tangled woods. That's why each forest counts double when you enter it, like 2 spaces instead of 1. Take note, if you can move just 1 more space in a turn, you cannot enter a forest square. The forest also hinders line of sight. You can peer into an adjacent forest square, but you cannot see through it into the squares beyond. Cliffs. The valley and the cavern have cliff spaces between dotted lines. No figure can stop in one of these spaces. To cross a cliff space, climbing up or down, heroes must perform a successful feat of dexterity. Remember, no hero can exceed his or her speed in a turn with or without a successful feat. Like any feat, crossing a cliff is an action, but this action moves the hero 2 spaces. Dealing with cliffs in line of sight, climbing cliffs. Darkfire. Okay, we looked at that. Guide to markers. We looked at those. Reading the hero card. I think we got that. Reading a monster card. I think we got that too. Expanding play. So painting your figures. Oh, some information on how, basic information on how to paint figures with base colors and things like that. It does give you some information, like for an average adventure, heroes start with 2 treasure cards each. Add or subtract cards depending on how tough your adventure is. Where should the hourglass marker start? Is there a quick trigger to Darkfire's arrival? I'm sure a lot of people have created some really cool custom adventures with this. Well, all right. Let's see what else is going on. Yeah. So, Matt, this is fantastic. This is fantastic. We are going to put it to good use. We're going to put it to good use here. Let me, I appreciate it so much. And I don't know, I enjoyed that. I suppose like I could go over index cards, but like I said, I'm kind of having a chill day today. I've got to jump into stuff and get work done. But I hope you enjoyed it. I really did. I think this is a lot more people are probably going to find this video and have the same kind of blast from the past experience that we did. This is a lot of fun. So got miniatures to paint. And I know that like people on mother's side of the family, like Megan and Carol, have never played Dragon Strike. So maybe we'll be able to introduce them to it. Yes, thank you so much. You asked Darkfire not to eat me once. Please don't eat me. All right. Well, I suppose I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to try to do some core creative stuff done. I've got to work on those morning messages, do some stuff around the house. Maybe Saturday needs to be my more chill day. But also got to work on my cards because I had a good meeting yesterday about the Tales of Rabavania story, but got to work on it some more for another meeting next week. All right. I'll see everybody in Discord. Have a great day. Play Dragon Strike if you got it. Bye, everybody.